I've never been good at begging, never been good at getting on my knees and asking for things I desperately want. I've always been the guy who keeps his cool, who stays calm under pressure, who doesn't let people see how much he needs something, because needing feels like weakness. Wanting feels like giving someone power over you. So I've spent most of my life playing it cool, acting like I could take it or leave it, like whatever happens, happens, and I'll be fine either way. But I'm not fine, and I can't play it cool anymore. And I'm standing here in front of you doing something I've never done before, something that terrifies me more than any stunt I've ever performed or any role I've ever taken on. I'm begging you. I'm actually begging you to marry me. And I know how that sounds. I know it sounds desperate. I know it sounds desperate. I know it sounds like I've lost my mind, like I've abandoned all dignity and self-respect. I know that begging isn't romantic, isn't the smooth, confident proposal that fairy tales are made of. I know I'm supposed to be cool and collected, supposed to get down on one knee with a ring and a practice speech, supposed to make this moment perfect and something you can tell your G. Ran children about without cringing, but this isn't that. This is raw and messy and probably uncomfortable for both of us. This is me stripped of every defense mechanism I've ever built, every wall I've ever constructed, every protective layer I've wrapped around my heart to keep it from getting shattered. This is me standing here completely vulnerable, completely exposed, asking you for something I have no right to demand but can't stop myself from needing. Marry me. Please. I'm begging you. You have to understand what it took for me to get here, what it cost me to arrive at this moment where I'm willing to abandon pride and dignity and all the unspoken rules about how men are supposed to pursue women, how older people are supposed to be wise and measured, how public figures are supposed to maintain some mystique. I'm throwing all of that away because the alternative is losing you, and I can't do that. I won't survive that. I've lost people before. I've experienced grief that hollowed me out and left me wondering if I'd ever feel whole again. I've stood at graves and said goodbye to people I loved, people I needed, people whose absence created holes in my life that never healed. And I learned to live with that loss. I learned to carry it. I learned to keep moving forward even when part of me wanted to just stop, to surrender, to let the weight of it all pull me under. But losing you would be different. Losing you would be about death or fate or circumstances beyond anyone's control. Losing you would be about choice. Your choice not to choose me. Your choice to walk away from what we have because it's too complicated, too unconventional, too risky. And I don't know how to live with that kind of loss, the kind that's preventable, the kind that happens because someone decided you weren't worth the leap. So I'm begging. I'm on my knees metaphorically, and if you need me to do it, literally I will. I will get down on the ground right here and ask you in the most undignified way possible, because dignity doesn't matter anymore. Pride doesn't matter. Looking cool doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is you saying yes. Marry me because I love you in a way that's rewritten everything I thought I knew about love. I thought love was supposed to fade over time, that the intensity of early connection always mellows into something comfortable and manageable. But what I feel for you doesn't mellow. It intensifies. Every conversation we have, every moment of vulnerability we share, every time you let me see past the armor you wear for the world, I fall deeper. I fall harder. I fall in ways that defy physics and logic and everything I thought was possible at this stage of my life. I'm supposed to be past this. I'm supposed to have outgrown the kind of desperate yearning that keeps you up. At night, that makes you check your phone every 5 minutes hoping for a message, that turns you into someone you barely recognize because wanting someone this much changes your molecular structure. But you've made me young again in all the ways that matter and none of the ways I can control. Marry me because you've seen me, actually seen me, not the movie star, not the meme, not the guy who does his own stunts, or rides motorcycles, or has a tragic backstory that people find compelling. You've seen the man underneath all of that. The one who doubts himself constantly. The one who lies awake wondering if he's enough, if he matters, if his life means anything beyond the entertainment he provides. The one who's lonelier than anyone would guess. Who has everything and nothing simultaneously, who's learned to smile through pain so convincingly that even he sometimes forgets it's there. You see that guy, and somehow, impossibly, you want him anyway. You look at all the broken pieces and the rough edges and the parts of me I've tried to hide or fix or at least make presentable, and you don't flinch. You don't try to change me. You just accept me as I am and make me feel like that's not just okay, but actually desirable. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know what a gift that is to someone who's spent most of his life feeling like he has to perform, has to be a certain version of himself to be worthy of love? You've given me permission to just be, to be messy and uncertain and sometimes selfish and occasionally petty and all the other human things I'm supposed to transcend because of who I am publicly. So I'm begging you to marry me because I need that permission to be permanent. I need the security of knowing that you're not going to wake up one day and realize you can do better, find someone easier, choose someone who makes more sense on paper. I need the legal and spiritual binding of marriage because my trust in good die. NG's staying has been shattered too many times, and I need something that feels permanent even though I know nothing really is. I know that's not romantic. I know I'm supposed to be offering you the world, promising you adventures and security and a life of ease. But I can't promise any of that. What I can promise is that I will show up every single day and choose you. I will wake up every morning and decide again that you're who I want. I will do the work that marriage requires, the unglamorous work of communication and compromise and staying present even when it's hard. I will be faithful to you in every sense of the word. Faithful in body, obviously, but also faithful in attention and energy and emotional investment. I won't let work or fame or the million distractions available to someone in my position pull me away from what matters. You will be what matters. You will be the center around which everything else orbits. I will listen to you even when I disagree. I will try to understand your perspective even when it challenges mine. I will make space for you to grow and change and become whoever you're meant to be, even if that person is different from who you are now. I won't try to freeze you in amber, won't expect you to stay the same just because that's who I fell in love with. I will take care of you when you're sick. I will hold you when you're sad. I will celebrate your victories like they're my own and mourn your losses with you. I will be your safe place, your home base, your refuge from a world that can be cruel and demanding and exhausting. And I will let you take care of me too. I will let you see me weak and scared and unsure. I will let you hold me when I need holding. I will ask for help instead of pretending I have everything under control. I will be a partner, not a hero, not a savior, just a flawed human being doing his best to love another flawed human being well. Marry me because the age difference doesn't matter. I know that's what everyone will say. I know that's what the headlines will scream and the comments will debate and the think pieces will analyze. But they're not living our lives. They're not inside our connection. They don't know what it feels like when we talk, when we laugh, when we share silence that's comfortable instead of awkward. Age is just a number until it's not, and yes, there are realities we'll have to face. I'm older. I've lived more years. Statistically, I'll die first and leave you alone, and that breaks my heart already, the thought of you having to grieve me. But that's years away, decades maybe, and I refuse to let fear of future loss rob us of present joy. I refuse to not marry you because someday you'll have to bury me. That's the deal with love. Someone always dies first. Someone always gets left behind. But the love is worth it anyway. And maybe I'm being selfish. Maybe I should be noble and step aside and tell you to find someone your own age. Someone who can give you 50 years instead of however many I have left. But I can't do that. I can't be that selfless when it comes to you. I want every year I have remaining to be spent with you. I want to be selfish with my time and hoard you close and refuse to give you up just because it would look better from the outside. Marry me because we make each other better. I know I make you braver. I see it in the way you've started taking risks, started saying what you really think instead of what you think people want to hear, started claiming your desires instead of apologizing for them. You're becoming more fully yourself in this relationship, and that's what love should do. It should give you permission to bloom. And you make me better too. You make me softer without making me weak. You make me more patient, more present, more willing to slow down and actually experience life instead of rushing through it. You make me want to be worthy of you, which means being the best version of myself I can be. Not perfect, never perfect, but intentional, conscious, trying. I'm begging you to marry me because I've imagined our future and I can't unimagine it. I see us in a house somewhere quiet, somewhere away from the chaos of Los Angeles and the public eye. I see mornings where we drink coffee together and don't need to fill the silence with words. I see evenings where we cook dinner side by side, bumping hips and stealing kisses and making a mess of the kitchen. I see us traveling to places neither of us has been, experiencing the world together, collecting memories that belong only to us. I see us reading books on the same couch, our feet touching in the middle, completely absorbed in our separate worlds but still connected. I see us arguing about stupid things and then laughing at ourselves for caring so much about where to put the furniture or what to watch on television. I see you challenging me when I'm being stubborn or closed off or too stuck in my ways. I see me grounding you when you're spinning out or overwhelmed or doubting yourself. I see us being a team, being partners, being each other's person in every way that phrase implies. And I see us aging together. I see my hair getting grayer while yours might be just starting to. I see my body slowing down while yours is still strong. I see you having to help me more than I can help you, and that scares me. But I see you doing it with grace and love instead of resentment. I see us finding new ways to connect as physical intimacy potentially becomes more complicated. I see us discovering that love deepens rather than diminishes, that partnership gets richer with time even as bodies get weaker. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm romanticizing something that will be harder than I imagine, but I'd rather find out with you than spend the rest of my life wondering what if. I'd rather try and fail than never try at all. So I'm begging you to marry me because time is not our friend and I don't want to waste another day of it. I don't want to kill. EP dating or seeing where this goes or taking it slow. I know where I want this to go. I want it to go to forever, or at least to my forever, however long that is. I want to make you my wife legally, officially, in a way that makes it clear to the world and to ourselves that we're committed. I want to wear a ring that marks me as taken, as yours is off the market permanently. I want to introduce you as my wife and feel the pride, possessiveness, and deep satisfaction of that title. I want the legal protections and responsibilities that come with marriage, the next of kin status, the shared finances, the joint decision-making, all of it. I want the boring parts of marriage. I want to file taxes together and argue about money and figure out whose family to visit for holidays. I want to make decisions about furniture and paint colors and whether to get a dog. I want the mundane dailiness of sharing a life with someone, of being so deeply woven into each other's existence that it becomes impossible to imagine life any other way. And I want the transcendent parts too. I want to stand in front of people we love and make vows that bind us spiritually. I want to promise before what? For higher power exists that I will love you and honor you and cherish you for as long as we both live. I want that moment of unity, that sense of two becoming one, that sacred commitment that transforms a relationship into a marriage. Please, I'm begging you, say yes, say you'll marry me. Say you'll take this terrified, imperfect, desperately in love man and make him your husband. Say you'll build a life with me despite all the reasons why it's complicated. Say you'll choose me the way I've chosen you, completely and without reservation. I know I'm asking for a lot. I know marriage is huge and scary and permanent in ways that dating isn't. I know you might not be ready. I know you might need more time or more certainty or more proof that this is real and sustainable and not just intense emotion that will fade. But I'm asking anyway. I'm begging anyway, because I can't not ask. I can't keep this inside and play it cool and wait for the perfect moment. This is the moment, right now. Me standing here stripped of pretense and pride, asking you to be my wife. You can say no. You have every right to say no. You can tell me it's too soon or too much or too complicated. You can tell me. Do you need time to think about it? You can tell me you're not ready for marriage, even if you love me. And I'll understand. I'll be devastated, but I'll understand. But before you answer, I need you to know one more thing. I need you to know that this isn't just about me getting what I want. This is about us building something together that's bigger than either of us alone. This is about creating a partnership that makes both of us stronger, braver, more fully alive. This is about committing to growing together instead of apart, to facing life's challenges as a team instead of as individuals. Marriage won't solve all our problems. It won't make the age difference disappear or silence the critics or guarantee that we'll be happy every day. But it will give us a foundation to stand on when things get hard. It will give us a commitment to fall back on when we're struggling. It will give us a reason to keep choosing each other even when it would be easier to walk away. So I'm begging you one last time. Marry me. Make me the happiest, most grateful, most awestruck man alive by saying yes. Let me spend whatever time I have left making you feel loved and valued and cherished every single day. Let me be your husband, your partner, your person. Please, just say yes.